All right. Good morning and good evening to all who are participating from the Eastern Time Zone and the rest of the world. This is again your host Harsh, and we are now entering into the second week of the resumption of these live sessions. Before we continue, let me just check the audio uh, to increase a bit. Okay, things should be audible. I also have the live chat uh, by my side today. Would be keeping it aside for the live sessions from here on. So once again, welcome everyone. And if you are live, you might want to keep interaction on. If you're watching in the recorded mode, do feel free to write in comments and also your feedbacks. If you're liking what you're seeing, then don't forget to stay subscribed and also pass on the word to other traders. Thank you very much. Let's get started. Let's spend some time on gold today. As you see, these are the figures I haven't moved, which we discussed, I think, on Monday or Tuesday. It was Tuesday when we started gold. Gold was the first chart that we discussed. So last Tuesday, I think we were talking about gold potential targets dropping towards 4200 zone. This is the spot rate, and today early morning, while I think it was in the Asia session, I was on the desk. 4100 is what was print before pulling back, and as you see right now, the prices are almost 400 points up, with gold entering into the positive territory. Uh, Now it might be associated, as we say in the human psychology. We do have a habit of associating every price action to some kind of the event, some kind of an event occurring outside. So most traders, or uh, most traders would want to associate with the statement that has come up about the ceasefire. All right, but as a chartist, we would like to stick to what the price action was suggesting. It was already suggesting 4200 dip. It dropped another 100 points lower, and that was it. It was already telling us a story that there could be a bounce and a fierce one after that. That's what we are seeing. Normally, what happens is the fundamental news or the events, uh, they just act as another push or trigger to what was ideally determined by the wave counts. All right, so let's not get too much trapped onto the bull side right now. If you are already long, it's okay. You should be staying long, but let's also spend some time on what could be the major wave counts in gold. This is what we went back almost. I don't know the date exactly, but at 2000, I mean 22. I mean October 22 was where the story started. In fact, not even 22, but sometimes in 23, where the second wave dropped to 1800. Now, this is where the story started from. And if we start counting waves, we've got a minor degree wave 1, 2, Now this minor degree wave 1, 2 and extended wave 3, triangle wave 4 and wave 5 looks complete. If we want to go back on the time frames, this would be uh, intermediate wave 1 somewhere here, and then that low around the 2016 could be one higher degree, so another intermediate wave 2, and again prime minor wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which again suggests that the top which we were talking in place may not be a major top which we have been discussing in the Dow Jones, but it could be intermediate degree, intermediate wave 3, and what we are now seeing, maybe we can adjust this instead of instead of there's no need to adjust. Actually, we can just change the degree from minute to primary or minor, sorry. So it's just a change of degree. As I keep saying, I mean, no one is perfect here, but we are all learning. But as far as the sub waves are concerned, if you can simply count 5 and 3, I mean, doesn't really you don't really need to worry about the larger degree wave counts, because once the 5 is complete, you've got to see another 3 wave on the opposite side, which we have just seen. That was wave A. We started discussing just after the wave B termination around 5400 mark, and this one, today's low, could be wave C. I'm not saying that it is guaranteed wave C. There's no guarantee here. We've got to keep ourselves open. There could be the termination of, because sub wave C would ideally subdivide into 5 waves as into an impulse or a diagonal. Now, this doesn't look like a diagonal at all. But if we look at the C wave, uh, this is what we discussed the other day. Let me just remove this arrow. Not necessarily required now. We've reached the targets uh, more than quickly than what was anticipated. Remember, we were discussing about bottom forming around the end of March. It's the end of this week, but we've almost reached beginning of this week. That's okay. Now this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but I would I would keep my options open here. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and extended wave 3. That brings us to a good possibility of wave 4 being carved out right now, and if it is, then we might see another wave lower, uh, below 4100, just a tad bit lower, below 4100, before the bears are actually done with their job. Now, the only good thing that suggests that could be a bottom in place is that if you do the channeling and push through the low of A, then we already see an underthrow here and then a huge reversal. So rather than waiting, I would suggest, if you are already long, it's good, have your stop losses and remain long. Stop losses in place below that or just around the 41 mark. Potential trade setup here. And if you're not entered, then it's better to count 5 on the hourly chart. Let's do that. It doesn't really show up so quickly because the movement was very fast and sharp. But if we go back even further, even down the line, now that price, okay, is piercing the previous low or support. Uh, it would be interesting to see if there is a resistance coming up here. But what I can see on the on if you look at the 15 minutes time frame, that could be wave 1 and 2, and then subdivided. That's wave 3 terminating. A shallow wave 4. I don't know if we are within the fifth wave. Let's try and see if this is what is correct. I mean, wave 3 up here, back towards wave 4, potential wave 4 termination. A quick one. Now this is pointing towards mid 4500, possibly mid 4600 as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if this rally is continuing. It is quite possible that we are into a major low being formed, and believe it or not, this is a larger degree wave 4 as discussed on the daily chart. Over here, after ABC minor potentially complete, and this could be an intermediate wave 4, and if what we are saying is correctly done, I mean is rightly done on the chart, then bulls are going to be fiercely back into control, and what they're going to do is take off one resistance after the other. The ideal target for the bulls right now is around 47.50 mark. It's the first resistance up there, but I would still not conclude completely that the correction is done. I mean, on two fronts, yes. Wave A, if we count, it's almost equal to wave C. We see wave A was from 56 to 41, so 41 and 51 of 1500 points. From 54 to 41, almost 1400 points done. So it could be complete, and the channel is also being tested. So be prepared for a bottom either in place or to be in place pretty soon. Now we are suggesting, or the charts are suggesting, that bears might be just done or finished with their task. All right. Just talking about gold, I mean, we can quickly have a look at silver as well. See if the chart is coming up. Uh, just excuse me, it is taking a bit of time. Okay. Now even here you see wave 1 and 2 and possibly this is not very clearly countable. I mean 1, 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's quite possible that we are into a wave 4 here. We've got wave 1, 2, 3 and wave 4 and wave 5 lower, because technically speaking even the Fibonacci ratios are not completing. uh, 0.618, you see that it is just shy of the Fibonacci or just about touching that number. So would not rule out a possibility of a bottom as well. Yeah. So let's prepare ourselves for a potential bottom. in gold and silver at a higher degree, intermediate, and if it is correctly done, we are now in for a major reversal. By tomorrow this time, I think if we see 5 waves complete and done, we will wait for the second wave. Uh, we wait for a second wave to enter buying. In trading point of view, just entered a couple of times today on the long side, but flat for now. All right, sir. So that's the bigger picture. Once again, if we run through very quickly, this is what is the bigger picture saying. So we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a corrective ABC of one larger degree, terminating potentially around pretty much close to the previous wave 4 of one lesser degree. Yeah. So I mean, it cannot be ruled out completely that we are still unfinished on the lower side. Maybe we've just done that instead of around 31st, or instead of Friday, it's done on the 23rd, and it's quite possible that bulls are back in control. All right, so now let's I mean, one thing that I really try and use, and maybe you might also like it, is that the diverging scenarios on the RSI. This is not an exact diverging scenario on the RSI, because you see that low and another low where you also see the RSI dropping lower. So this might not be the divergence we are looking for. But around the fifth waves, when just about completing the fifth wave, you might want to look at the divergence scenario on the RSI. I mean, prices dropping towards the low and RSI refraining from doing that. And those are the points where we might be very interested. So watch out for this fifth wave RSI as well. Right? Not necessarily all the time it comes up, but most of the time it does come up with a diverging scenario where when the fifth wave is specifically terminating. All right, so it's about, it might be too early, but it's a 60-40 scenario or 70-30 scenario on the bull side at this point in time. But let's prepare for a potential 5 wave rally. Maybe by the time this time tomorrow, we'll be more clear. I mean, if it takes out 47.50 clearly or 47.30 clearly, that would certainly be an indication of a 5 waves rally. But we can see that happening on a smaller time frame as well, somewhere around the 45.50 or 46.50. This could be still completing another 5 wave. Right now, it looks like an 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, maybe wave 4, and maybe or wave 4 completing there, terminating there, and fifth wave. So it's corrective 3 waves at this point in time. Wait for a 5 waves rally, and let's see how it is shaping up thereafter. All right, potential trade setups we might be very interested is uh, just about the 4100 level, so just below that would be our potential stop loss entry point. Not yet completely determined, maybe not today, but tomorrow we should be able to, after completing seeing that impulse complete. But tell you what, it's at least a 70-30 ratio on the bull side from here going forward. All right, so that's the story in gold. Maybe we are not exactly ready with the trade right now as far as the price. We don't want to force ourselves, obviously, Let the price action show something more, and we'll be more than happy to oblige thereafter. All right. Now, just before concluding or coming to a conclusion today, I mean, can just have a quick look at the Dow Jones, because tomorrow we'll discuss that. And as I said again, try and avoid the trap, please. It might be indicating that a major bottom could be in place. All right, now if you have been following, or if you have been with us throughout the last week, starting Tuesday until Friday, we have discussed uh, almost on a daily basis gold, euro, and Dow Jones. You might want to go back on the video and see if you're coming in here for the first time. I think on Friday, what we were discussing was this. It is potentially completing an impulse, or maybe one more low left. What it has done is it actually print another low early today, and now either it is a fourth wave, or it is the beginning of wave A, corrective higher side. So it could be wave A, B, and C. Now this is corrective, sir. I repeat, this is expected to unfold into three waves and not five. So 51,000 could be a major top which is in place in the Dow Jones. And what we might be seeing right now is just a corrective ABC. It could be very sharp, and that's why this rally is ideally called a bull trap, where most of the traders get trapped on the long side after such a slide. And when you see this reversal, I mean, you start telling yourself, and you also start hearing from outside, that okay, it's all over. And also this geopolitical news will add fuel to it, that we might have just done okay on the downside. But it is not correct, sir. Please do not fall into this trap. It might be just corrective rally somewhere around 48,000. Bears might be fiercely back in control again. Be careful in the Dow Jones and on the long side. Right, we'll start discussing on this sub waves and sub counts tomorrow when we come back around the same times. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Until the next one, good luck to your trades, and take care and God bless. Goodbye.